Hello everyone! Today we're going to be jumping into Historic Brawl with Gix Yawgmoth Praetor. So we have a very straightforward game plan. As you could probably tell taking a look at this deck's mana curve, we are going to be playing a bunch of small creatures that have various reasons for our opponent not to block them. And we're going to be using those to draw some extra cards for us and consistently damage our opponent. So, keeping in line with that, again, we have a lot of Death Touch and evasive creatures, things that have flying. We've got things with Death Touch and additional value, as well as a whole suite of different evasive features, like Gingerbread here, becoming unblockable by creatures without haste, which is going to be most of them. Similar things going up into the 2-mana slot where we have our Death Touch creatures, we have our flying creatures, we have some lifelink as well to make up for the life loss. And then the only real notable inclusion here is Rogue's Gloves, which is going to do a similar thing to Gix, but it's going to be equipped to only a single creature there. Going up to the 3-mana slot, once again, we have some fairly normal things. We have a little bit of ramp going on. We have the banner to help all of our black creatures out, since this is a mono-colored deck. Mithril Coat to give Yawgmoth Indestructible, or Yawgmoth Praetor here, Gix Indestructible. And then Black Market Connections just for some value over the course of the game, and some other creatures there. And then as we go up, we make our ways to the very top of the deck, where we have Corrupt here, which is kind of one of our big finishers. Having 34 swamps, this is actually going to be able to pay off pretty well. It's the same reason why we've included Cabal Stronghold as one of the lands in this deck. Now, we do have an alternate win condition here with Vorpal Sword, so if we can ramp enough and go ahead and hit our opponent with one of these evasive creatures with an equipped Vorpal Sword, that's just going to be the game for us, which is also pretty fun. But yeah, this is going to be a very straightforward deck. We're going to be playing an aggro game plan, going to be drawing a bunch of cards, and then using those cards to keep on the pressure for our opponent. Now remember, if you guys have been enjoying my content, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on my latest videos, and if you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. Let's go ahead and see how this deck does. Alright, on the play. This isn't bad, so we'll go ahead and keep. Gonna start with our Vampire, the Dire Moon. Death Touch making it less likely to be blocked, Lifelink giving us an upside. I wouldn't be surprised if they just sacrifice the Firebrand to deal with this, but either way, we're gonna swing with the Vampire. We're gonna use Undying Malice here. And then play out our Stinger. We now have a bigger lifelink creature, which is really good up against an aggro deck like this. Alright, let's play out Gix here. Maybe our opponent has the removal. They use it already, so that's fine. We're going to be able to draw a card. Looking good. Tapped green land. Keep Gix back. We will draw that card. Drill Bit with the Spectacle cost. Let's see what we can get rid of. I think we get rid of Chaos Warp. That makes the most sense to me. We'll play Eye Collector. I think we're going to hang on to that for its ninjutsu ability. Now, Pelakka Predation isn't really going to do anything for us just yet, just because we can already see our opponent's hand. Skewed Swarm, sure. Let's move to combat. Swing like this. Ninjutsu, bring back the Eye Collector. Draw a card. Draw another card. Let's go ahead, discard just one of our swamps. Destroy the Skewed Swarm. I really don't want our opponent getting free tokens. And we'll play out a Navigation Orb this time. We could have replayed the Eye Collector here, but I think we're going to be fine. And Navigation Orb's going to just give us some more ramp. No blocks. Let's move to combat. We're going to attack with everything. If our opponent wants to block with their commander, that's fine. Yeah, it looks like they don't. Pay 1 life, draw a card. Draw another card. We find Tendrils of Corruption here, which I like. We're going to activate the Navigation Orb. This is going to give us more lands. Play out the Eye Collector. Play out the Pilfering Imp as well. I still don't think we need to go for Pelaka Predation just yet. Tendrils of Corruption is going to be really big for us. And of course, all of our flying threats are going to remain relevant here, as our opponent can't stop them. They make the treasure. 5 damage, sure, that's fine. Again, I'm really kind of banking on Tendrils to help us out here. Do I care about blocking this? Not really. I think we're fine. Alright, we are going to use Tendrils. We'll just kill Gimli. Nice and easy. Gain a bunch of life. Ginger Brute. We'll go ahead and make Ginger Brute unblockable. And we'll swing out. Opponent can double block to kill Gix. That's fine. Back in the command zone. We still get our triggers, so we'll just draw up to a full hand. And then we'll use Pilfer here, just in case that second card was good. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. So now all they have is a Utopias Brawl, which they can put on their forest, if they'd like. Vorpal Sword is starting to look really good. We have 8 mana, so that is going to be enough. But not quite this turn, because we still have to go ahead and equip. Let's see. We'll go Mind Stone as well. Play out Gix. We can play out the Null Priest as well. Hold up some blockers. Deal the damage. I don't want it to go down to 3, so we'll decline these others. Opponent at 9. They say good game. Looks like we've got it. Alright, let's go ahead and keep this opening hand. This looks pretty good. We're going to start with the Mind Spike. We'll get rid of the Arcane Signet. Don't really care about the Ironclad. Playing up against a Xenagos deck. We've played a deck like that before. Next turn, we'll be playing out 2 evasive creatures, hoping to draw some extra cards with Yawgmoth the following turn. Changeling Outcast can't be blocked. Nightshade Stinger is flying. So I think we're going to be in a good spot to play Gix and get some cards next turn. Yep, here's Gix. We'll be drawing 2 cards. And that looks good. Soon we'll be able to hold up Malakir Rebirth, which is good. We have removal in our hand as well. Dragon, interesting. Alright, so our opponent might be just playing a dragon deck. Let's go ahead, kill you. Kill you. And we've got it, alright. Alright, playing up against a Nissa deck. This isn't bad for an opening hand, we have some removal. Only one creature, but that's fine. Flying can have Death Touch, this isn't bad. I think the Battlefly Swarm is going to be a little bit better than the Blightkeeper, just to play out first. Just in case our opponent plays something with Reach, we can swing out. Alright, let's go ahead and move to combat. Swing here. Alright, so we go ahead, get that for free. Let's play out the Mind Stone. Next turn we have Gix, who we can protect with Feign Death. That's going to be pretty good for us. Sylvan's Scrying to find a land. And Nykthos is a pretty good land. I'm gonna play Gix. See if our opponent takes the trade now that we have some extra value to gain from it. If they do, that's fine. Alright, nope, we get our damage. Good, we'll draw a card. Now, I don't think they're gonna have the removal for us, so let's just play another flying creature. I don't think I'm gonna regret not holding up Feign Death here. Even if our opponent has some sort of fight spell, they won't be able to get a creature out big enough to kill Gix for that. Yep, Tireless Provisioner. Alright. We're just gonna kill that right now. And let's move to combat. Maybe they'll block, maybe they won't. We'll see. They do decide to block now. We'll be drawing our cards. Again, keep the hand nice and full, play out Eye Twitch, and now we can hold up, go for the throat, and Feign Death. Keeping our opponent's board empty is going to be pretty big for us. Nissa. Go for the throat. Back in the command zone you go. Elvish War Master, sure. Doesn't do too much for it. Our opponent, let's go ahead and swing out. We will be drawing some more cards. Let's play out Black Market Connections. Play out our Duress. Hold up Feign Death. Let's see. I think we get rid of Grow from the Ashes, just because Explorer's not going to do much for our opponent unless they can find extra lands. Maybe they play out the Oracle here. They do find the land. Maybe they go for the Explorer. Nope, they go for the Oracle. Alright, take the damage, sure. Let's go ahead. Honestly, we'll do everything. Life is a resource, and we'll spend it all. Swing out like this. We have Feign Death if they decide to double block for Gix. Alright, Infernal Grasp. I think we get rid of the War Master here. And then let's invoke Despair. And the turn, discard a Swamp. And it looks like we've got it. Alright, opponent goes first. This is an okay starting hand, but I do want something a little bit better, like this. Let's go Vampire of the Dire Moon, playing up against a Ren Realm Breaker deck. Next turn we go Signet Eye Collector. Signet Eye Collector. Let's just hit Ren here, because it doesn't really matter. We'll just set him back a turn. Now, next turn we can actually kill Ren here, which is kind of nice.
Break free and fight.
Unless they have some way to kill the Eye Collector, which they shouldn't. Alright, let's go ahead and attack. We're just gonna go face here. No block, so ninjutsu. Grab back our Eye Collector. Let's discard a swamp. Kill Ren Realm Breaker.
I am witness to the end.
That's pretty good for us, and then we'll replay our Eye Collector. Next turn with Gix, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Now, opponent could tap out to replay the Ren Realm Breaker. No, they draw a card for 4 life. Interesting. Our cards are definitely cheaper to draw. Alright, Canker Bloom. Maybe they blow it up for Arcane Signet? Sure. Fine by me. That doesn't really affect our curve at all. Potential for 3 mana. Perfect. Opponent taps down. Let's go Gix. We'll get our card draw. 3 life, 3 cards. Pretty powerful. And we've got it. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed. So as we were able to see, getting card draw for cheap is very powerful. We didn't even really have to worry about that second part of Yawgmoth's ability, letting us exile the top X cards of our opponent's library and play lands and cast spells for free, right? But that is an added bonus if we do get a bunch of mana here. What's important is keeping our hand full and getting tons of creatures out onto the battlefield so we can make do with that aggro game plan. We do have a lot of ways around our opponent's creatures, lots of ways to gain life, things like Grey Merchant, things like Corrupt, things like Tendrils of Corruption just to help us stabilize. Now, I will tell you that the weakness of this deck is Shieldred, right? Punishing us for all of our card draw. We cannot be paying 3 life to draw each of our cards. The deck's just not going to function that way. So definitely make sure that you kill any Shieldred you see on site. And if you're playing up against a deck with access to black, make sure you're ready to deal with that threat, because most likely your opponent will include that. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you have any ideas for another deck that you'd like to see me play, why don't you let me know in a comment down below. I'll see you all next time.